Welcome to another Woods Report. This is the Breakfast Club as of, August 10th?
August 10th.
Hot topics.
Wednesday.
Things they talked about. We don't do everything they talk about, but just the stuff that stuck out in my mind. All right, so let's start off with the big news that you probably don't know about. Last night, Angela Yee, who's one of the hosts, tweeted out, "The Breakfast Club is over," something along those lines. This is the end of the Breakfast Club.
Funny.
No, this is the end of the Breakfast Club. And everybody, it went all over the internet. People was like, "What are you talking about?" No one knew. I'm like, we do the Breakfast Club every day, so now I got to find another show. The end of the Breakfast Club, as we know it, or something like that. So then when they came in this morning, that's the first question everybody was asking. Charlamagne didn't know what she was talking about. Envy didn't know what she was talking about. Do you know something we don't know? Tell everybody, because we don't know. And she didn't say nothing in the beginning. She waited through almost half the show before she said. People was mad. People was tweeting.
Well, how is she saying that? I'm not going to say anything right now.
She just said, "I can't say nothing now. I got to wait till see or something. There's a press release coming out and all this other stuff." And she wanted to time it just right. And so Charlamagne and them was mad.
So that 3-4 hours they did this with.
They was mad because they was, every time she tried to talk about something else, they would say, "So you're not going to talk about that tweet that you sent out?" So all throughout this, I guess I'll talk about what she talked about, but throughout all of it, they kept saying, "When you going to tell us about what you tweeted about?" Okay. Even though she was giving out the rumor report and all this other stuff. So, but just a little bit about that. I guess we could talk a little bit about that. I'll just say what it is. I'm not going to let these people go through the whole show.
Oh, really? You're going to actually say it right now.
Yeah, apparently she's leaving. She's getting her own national indicated show. So she's leaving, not Charlamagne and Envy.
Is she hot enough to do that?
I don't know. I guess they're gonna.
I'm thinking the three of them make a.
They must feel like she gonna do, do the thing, to give her a national syndicated talk show. It's gonna come. It's gonna follow the Breakfast Club. So maybe we'll do her show after I do the Breakfast Club.
How is she? Is she a good? Is she like a Wendy Williams?
She's not a talker. So apparently, I guess it's going to be the people who come on her show that's going to talk.
She asks good questions.
She asks good questions. So but she's not a talker. She's not like, she'll probably be more like Barbara Walters or something. Because Barbara Walters didn't talk a lot. She just asks you a question, then you go on 8-10 minutes talking about it.
Barbara Walters was known as a commentator.
But I'm saying maybe they want somebody who is not talkative, because every other talk show, if you think about it, the host is talkative, like Wendy Williams.
Right.
And so this is, to me, is going to be a show where she's not. It's going to be her probably asking questions. And then the person will probably,
How you think it's going to be?
We don't know. We won't know until she does it.
You watch them.
She didn't say when the show was going to come out. She said it'd be this fall or something like that, or before the end of the year. And so they don't know. Of course, the Twitter hit when she did it. Haters came out. I told you comments we get. People hate. For no reason. No reason.
Along the lines of she ain't going to make it kind of thing? Or
well, they didn't know. They going by her tweet, saying the Breakfast Club is over.
Why did they was just saying that she is leaving, though?
So they basically was, the people was just responding off of her saying the Breakfast Club was over, and people was saying, "Good, I hate the Breakfast Club." It was a whole bunch of stuff. Like, everybody got hit because of that tweet. Everybody got hit.
And technically, that wasn't right. It's not over.
Right.
People can read, they can think of that as negative.
As it is over.
She's leaving, it's over.
She said,
like, they ain't gonna last without me.
She's saying the Breakfast Club that you know right now is over. So she's right. This Breakfast Club is over. But not them getting somebody else.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It was a play on words. It was a play on words.
Be careful with that.
And so, like I said, all the haters came out, and they basically slandered. The ones that didn't like the Breakfast Club, that was their time to say they couldn't stand the Breakfast Club. Thank God it's over. And then some people who love the Breakfast Club was going through anxiety attacks the whole night. They was just mad that she tweeted that out. DJ Envy and Charlamagne said they got texts all night. They got people calling them all that night. Accountants calling them, lawyers, everybody saying, what's going on that nobody knows about? What is this?
Does she feel that was still okay?
apparently she thought it was okay, but Charlamagne made a joke about it and said we all knew about it because, of course, Angela Yee wouldn't be that non-professional to tweet out and everybody started laughing in the studio. She wouldn't be that non-professional to tweet out that the Breakfast Club was over without telling anybody, so that he said this was all planned. We all know about it, but you could tell he was lying. We all knew about it, and he was trying to like pretend like he was covering for her, not being professional. And she said, "Yeah, everybody knew about it." So they was being funny about that. Wow. But that's basically, they talked about what her show is going to be. Let me see, I wrote down the name. It's called Angela,
the Yee Connection.
What did I say?
What kind of last name is Yee?
Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way Up?
Way Up. Like a way, going on your way up. Way Up with Angela Yee. That's the name of it.
Way Up.
So that sparked the whole conversation of how do you know when it's time to leave? To leave your job, to leave a relationship, to leave anything. And they opened the phone lines for people to call in. So one lady called in, and I can agree with this 100% with your job. She said when it starts to become a burden, when you get depressed, every time you think about, you got to go in. And you really don't like the people, you don't like the job, you don't like the company, you don't like the guidelines and this and that and the other. She said when it becomes a burden, she said to me, that's a sign it's a time to go.
Wow.
And then she said also, you have to protect your energy. If your energy is down because you got to go to work every day, you only got so many years on this world.
I know.
Why go to a place? Some of us, we have to. I mean, you got to work. If you got kids and you ain't got no money,
you got to get it going.
But I'm talking about people, you don't have to be there. You could get another job. When it's that point to where you start going, why am I even here?
Yeah, because I don't even know why the thing that helped me leave is that they had a layoff.
Or what are you contributing? See, you part of the next person. Hold on, you part of the next person that called in. A lot of times, it's not God to make it where you gotta go. That's you. He'll make it where you gotta go. Yeah. And you ain't mad because you wanted to leave anyway. Yeah. When they be like, okay, we're laying all of y'all off. Can you let me off? Can I be in that group that get laid off and get a package deal?
I don't have to do a resignation letter. Thank you so much.
So that's another person called in.
That was one of the things I was concerned with, is leaving with a package.
That's what I'm saying.
Leaving with money.
God will make it where he'll open that door and you be one of the ones laid off with the package. And you're not upset because you wanted to leave anyway.
Yes.
So that was a good one.
Okay.
Like me, I got fired and I wanted to leave anyway. I was like, thank you for firing me. A lot of us don't leave. We feel beholden. We feel like
we don't feel like looking for anything else.
Or we just don't feel like it's fair. For some reason, we feel like the job, like we're not fair if we just leave them. Like, and it's like, God is like, no, I want you to go.
Oh,
so he canned me and laid you off. And then my other job that I left, it was that. You feel that you just don't want to be there.
You reached your potential. There's no growth.
And then God opened the door because I got a phone call for another job while I was on that job.
Yes.
So that's what, people was calling in saying, how do you know when it's time to leave? When it's time to leave a relationship, the same thing goes.
How would you know with that?
When you depressed.
If you've done all you can to make it work.
If that person calls you and you like, you looking at your phone, like, really?
But
it's time for you to go.
But you got some spiritual people who have said they waited till God okayed them to. And some of them,
that's when you know.
That's a hard one because you really have to be open spiritually to hear from God. If he may say stay because he knows the outcome, and you like wait and get impatient. Some people, they don't listen to God. Yeah. They still leave because it's about them. Their mental and all that, and maybe lack of faith. Yeah. You just can't wait no more, Lord. I can't wait no more, Lord. You're taking too long. Or some people wait it out and they see oh my God, I'm glad I waited. So that's a hard one with relationships.
Sometimes you wait, and like you said, you get a package deal if you leave for your job, and then sometimes even in a relationship, you wait until God clears you to go, and then when he clears you to go, you don't have nobody stalking you and trying to kill you and everything.
You get the green light.
It's like, and then this dude get arrested and he in jail. You're like, oh, I'm glad I waited. Because if I would have left earlier, he would have been bothering me.
Oh my God.
You move him away or make him leave you. This is what most guys do.
What?
When they want to break up, they try to do stuff to make the woman get tired of them. So she get out of here. He didn't want to be there anyway. He wanted you to do that.
Right.
So that's why he started doing stuff like that.
You made it easy for him to walk away.
And the same thing, and women do it too now.
Yeah.
If I don't want to hurt his feelings,
yeah.
but I'll just do stuff
make
that
it unbearable for him.
Whatever he don't like, I'll start doing.
Yes.
And then he'll come and say, maybe this not going to work out. Oh,
so
you think so? Maybe it won't.
That is so wrong.
Maybe it's not going to work out.
Oh, you have an ulterior
Right. So that's
and
just
of course
different.
we know if you are being abused, if you are
you got to get out of that. That's not even.
But even with at your job, if there's racism, if there's some sexual,
but you never know.
on, you're like,
but again, you got to wait until God leads you. And if you're not a person of faith or whatever, like I said, there's physical signs that it's time to go. So
get the hint.
But that's what they talked about.
Share why she's leaving?
Well, hers is because of she getting her own talk show, so it's probably more money.
So she always wanted her own.
She said she always wanted her own talk show.
I love the setting with the three of them.
Well, it is what it is.
Okay.
All right, so that's it. That's for Angela Yee. Congratulations. Okay. She getting her own talk show. We'll see. We'll watch. Okay. She may end up becoming part of our thing. I might do a review
update on her
because she's gonna follow the Breakfast Club.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So we'll do the Breakfast Club, and then we'll do.
Be 4 hours.
I think so. Long time. Then we'll do the Breakfast Club. Then we'll do Angela Yee's show.
And that's the thing too. When people are looking for your,
but that's a full-time job.
Your main man, Howard Stern.
Full-time.
Howard Stern had others. Howard Stern was cool by himself,
but he had other people.
But he had other people that made that show, like Robin.
Yeah.
So he's strong enough to say, "I'm gonna be by myself." Without Robin or whatever, but I don't know if Robin is.
No, Robin's not. No.
See, that's I'm thinking of this lady is like that.
No, I don't know. Ooh. But we'll see. Okay. Well, everybody gets a chance, just like Sherry Shepard. We're giving her a chance.
How's her show doing?
I don't know.
Oh, it hasn't came on yet.
No,
I think it's September.
But we'll give her a chance.
Okay.
We give everybody a chance.
Okay.
All right, so that was the end of the Angela Lee thing. We'll probably move this out as an excerpt. Okay. Remember I told you I do excerpts from this show. Some of y'all don't want to sit and watch this whole long show. So we'll do excerpts from some of the stuff that we talk about.
Okay.
21 Savage, rapper. I think I mention him like every day now, so you probably still don't even remember the name. But his name is 21 Savage. And they talked about people, he's been getting a lot of negative comments because he is an advocate against violence. And he also gives a lot to charity and stuff. Mm-hmm. But his music has a lot of, gang violence and stuff like that. So he said that,
but he's and they not doing it. He's just talking about
it. They saying that he's being hypocritical, and he said,
"I'm not being about it."
He said, "I'm not being hypocritical. I'm singing about what I see in my neighborhood.
That's your neighborhood.
I'm not saying go out and buy this and that and rob people,
or
I'm saying
kill the police.
Right? He said this is what they're doing, and I'm singing about
That's the message.
He said so I'm not a hypocrite. No. He said if I sung, and this was funny. He said, and this must mean he a Christian. He said if I sung about Jesus and about handing out turkeys to people, y'all wouldn't buy my music. He said, so I sing about this, and y'all buy the music. He's right. Okay. You buy the music, and the money I get, I help churches, and I help hand out turkeys to people. Mm-hmm. He said, these young people don't want to hear nobody singing no positive stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, okay, so here we go. I think Charlamagne. That's a good one. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do you change the tone, and then the society starts to listen to what you're changing, or do you sing about what society? Which came first? What's going to change if you, as the artist, doesn't change? It's just a circle. It's a vicious cycle.
You're not using your platform.
But I thought Charlamagne had a good idea.
What did he say?
Charlamagne be having some good ideas.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
that's why he got his own show.
I know. He said if rappers would stop making it seem like it's real for them, the change will come.
Uh-oh.
They always got to act like they the ones that's tough and they the ones with the guns, and they the ones doing this, and
that's their lifestyle.
And they thinking that's your lifestyle.
You're singing about
when you live in a mansion, you don't even live in that life no more.
You're singing about your experiences.
You're singing about your experiences.
Wow.
Now he said the reason why people don't do the same thing with movies, you could go see a rock movie or that because you know it's entertainment,
it's a story that they're portraying.
So
it's not their real life, unless it's a documentary,
right? And 21 Savage said this is entertainment, and Charlamagne said, "Well, then start acting like it." Y'all need to start putting out there it's entertainment.
Okay.
But they don't want to because they want to always appear to be the toughest and the strongest and the biggest.
They're so fearful that their music
everybody
won't sell
knows
unless they try to sell that.
Everybody knows
image.
rock is not jumping from one building to another to save some woman in a burning tower.
Right.
You know that it's entertainment.
Right.
But you also know he's a strong dude that I probably wouldn't want to mess with if I really did meet him. So you can have both. You can have people say, you from the hood, don't mess with me, but I'm not about that lifestyle.
Wow.
That's entertainment.
That's a hard one because it's art.
See?
It's subjective.
Does art imitate life or life imitate art?
Because there are artists who have not lived anything that they sing about. And then too, you can even take this to the Christian world. There are Christians that singing that are living a Christian lifestyle. That's hypocritical.
And you talking about Jesus.
That's hypocritical.
See?
Because you cheating on your wife and doing things and stuff that you know the Word of God says no.
Thank you.
So we got to look at art differently now.
That's what I'm saying.
Remember, what's her name? The one that, what's her name? She had a bad breakup and her whole album was that. And
Alana Morrison?
Yes. I love that CD. That was a nice CD, but it was about every song was, I'm going to get you back.
Right.
Oh, you hurt me. But would she be wrong if she's never experienced that? She talked about somebody else.
She's singing about She's singing about what
shame
she
on you. But
right.
I never had a breakup. But you're being hypocritical. You're singing about it.
But not every album is about her breaking up.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
Wow.
You got to show. And the Envy and him said, I like to hear him sing a song about Jesus or giving out turkeys. What's wrong with that?
It ain't hurting Kanye.
Why can't you, 21 Savage, why can't you do a song about Jesus?
Yeah. Or holding hands.
Or why can't you do a song about handing out turkeys?
Yes. It don't have to be, the Jesus name don't have to be in it, but doing something good in the community.
Even if it is
and it got a nice beat to it.
It's not the whole album.
Hanging out turkey.
Whatever happened to the days where, remember there was the A side and the B side?
Yes.
Where
the B side wasn't as popular.
We had albums. The entertainers had albums, and they had their radio songs that everybody listened to.
Yes.
And then the rest of the album was stuff they wanted to put on the album, and nobody listened.
Like this
people
song about
did
their
listen
mom.
to it, but you know. And what happened to those days? Why can't y'all do that? Have a song or two that's radio movement, but the rest of your CD or whatever is really music that you really want to talk about and stuff that you really want to talk about.
You don't want to appear soft.
That's what Kanye. That's what Charlamagne is saying.
I don't want to appear soft.
It's you guys. If you start changing your mentality to not always having to feel like you part of the street and make it like it's entertainment, then people will start taking and listening to you and taking you differently.
Good conversation to have.
Very good conversation. I liked what Charlamagne said about how change it into y'all entertainment.
Yeah.
This is entertainment, guys. I'm not out doing this.
Right. I'm just thinking about it.
Okay.
I see it every now and then. I used to live
but this is where I really live.
Hey, well, a lot of them do that.
Golfing with Bob. Well, that's what I'm saying. They changed it. Yeah.
Living high on the hog. Yeah.
They said Jay-Z is different. Jay-Z don't sing about what, if you look at the old Jay-Z, Jay-Z's a billionaire now. He's not singing about...
His conversations are different now.
His conversation
is a different environment now.
Exactly.
His experiences are different now.
So 21, you need to follow Jay-Z's lead. You know?
That's
so
good.
I like
That's
that.
A good one.
All right, so then they talked about Young Thug. He's in jail. I told you about him.
So he fits his name.
Yeah.
We have to be careful with that.
Well,
name.
that's what we just got to talking about.
Name, boy.
But Young Thug, I told you, Young Thug and Gunner, the FBI did the conspiracy. Well, they got new charges, the same thing. These are charges they went away from the racketeer and went right to him. They put charges right on him. So he's not going to be getting out anytime soon.
Oh my goodness!
And one of them was one of your things you hate, was carrying a machine gun. He getting charged for having a machine gun.
Okay.
And he's in Georgia. You can't have that. Okay.
So
the next thing.
He fits that name.
Neo.
What is he going about? The divorce and stuff?
Well, we already talked about him cheating and all that.
Okay.
He was on Drink Champs, Nori's show. It's a talk show with Nori, the rapper. Mm-hmm. And he said he was at a Halloween party with Ice-T. And he said he walked up to Ice-T and asked him could he smack or could he squeeze Coco's butt. Coco is Ice-T's wife.
Was he drunk?
He said he had a little bit of drink, but he wasn't drunk. And he said
like a lot of bit of drink.
He said Ice-T called Coco over, whispered in her ear, and then she let Neo grab her butt. Now, Charlamagne and Envy said, first of all, that conversation could have went a whole nother way. Because 90-something% of men would have smacked him right upside his face.
Maybe he figured it would go that way, though.
Because Ice-T?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they said, Charlamagne said if he would have asked me that, I would have punched him right in his face.
And he probably wouldn't have asked you that. Because he probably knows something about you.
Envy said I would have knocked him out.
See, maybe he knew who to ask.
Well, Charlamagne was saying, I don't know if he just walking up doing that, but 99 or 98%, he had a high number of men would punch you in your nose if you asked that.
But he must know something about Ice-T to ask that. That just don't sound right.
Probably
he wasn't that drunk.
Probably because Coco let everybody grab her butt.
Right. Hey, you want to take? Hey, grab it.
Even though I do like Coco.
She's cool.
I like Coco, even though she out there.
And maybe that's... Hey.
But I like her for some reason.
Yeah.
I like Ice-T too.
I don't think Charlamagne would have a wife like that.
I like Ice-T too.
He cool too. That's why I was surprised you said yeah.
Oh, Ice-T a pimp.
Oh, yeah.
He likes Snoop.
Yeah. He said he done some hard stuff.
They be with hoes and everything.
They done some rough stuff.
Don't you hate guys like that do that and you still kind of like them? I think we like them because they open.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. Snoop is open and transparent and Ice-T is open.
When he was on The View.
You know they're dogs.
A lot of mess.
But you know they're dogs. Mm-hmm. If you get with you get with them, you know what it is.
Talking about cops and playing a cop.
Playing one. Full circle.
Talking about hypocrisy on that one. Mm-hmm. But that was Favor. And they recognize Favor as well. They recognize.
And even though he did a song about that, cops still like him. That's what I'm saying. It's something about Ice-T. It's something about certain people that people like. And I don't know if it's their genuine character that people gravitate to. Even though they tell you, you can say all kind of stuff, people still gravitate to that because I guess they feel like you're being your genuine self. I don't feel like I'm getting a cover up with you.
You're not an evil person.
Or you doing stuff out of ignorance.
Yeah, maybe,
so I don't know.
Maybe.
But that only lasts for so long. I'm just letting you know. After a while, people get tired of them antics. Just so you know.
That's true.
I can like you, and then after a while, we getting a little tired of you.
Yeah, you starting to play. You're not evolving.
Exactly. We getting tired of you.
Okay.
All right, so that was that. Neo.
How did that even get in the news? Somebody was...
Neo was on
he talked about it.
Okay. Idiot. And he's married. Why would you even say that story?
Remember how he says about that. He's not a monogamous person.
Speaking of Drink Champs and people talking too much, going back to the story of Irv Gotti and Ja Rule when they was on Drink Champs. Remember, I knew a whole fallout was going to come because he was talking about his whole thing with Ashanti.
Right.
And that's all people been talking about. They even stopped Judge Mathis on the street and asked him what he felt about it and could she do a restraining order and all this other stuff or a cease and desist. What? Judge Mathis said she can do a cease and desist, but as far as suing him for slander, he said no. He said you got to prove that because what he said messed up some businesses they had. But he said, but she definitely can send a cease and desist, which means quit talking about me.
Up.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that's funny how they grabbed
him. Don't put my wife's name in your mouth.
It's funny how they stopped him on the street and asked him about it. He knew what was going on, so Judge Mathis be keeping up.
Yeah,
and his
sons help him.
His son was in the back with the security, the one that's gay that didn't want to come out. And I was watching him, and I was like, I know him now. Only because of the show. Isn't that funny?
The daughters, the wives.
I would have never known him had I not watched that show. I just would have thought he was another guy standing in the back.
So now you recognize
And he was laughing as his father was talking and giving back. And I was like, I kind of know your personality now because I watched the show.
And how they feel about sometimes they dad like...
Yeah. And he was watching like making sure he don't say nothing.
Yeah, dad, come
on. So I thought that was funny. But anyway, they talked about the Drink Champs with Fat Joe. Fat Joe came... Remember I told you Fat Joe was talking about how he calling calling Irv a name because of him talking about Ashanti. We forgot, because Envy and them said, we forgot Ashanti's friends with Fat Joe. Remember she did a song with him, and remember on Versus, I don't know if you watch Versus, she came out and sung with Fat Joe and with Ja Rule that night.
No, I didn't watch that.
She got songs with both of them.
Okay.
So, and they were saying Fat Joe probably took that personal, because that's his little sister, and you talking about her. So Irv came back, he didn't like it. He was like, Fat Joe ain't my friend, and all this other stuff. And you can tell somebody in the background was telling him to be quiet, because he changed up and said, well, I'll talk about something else. But he was saying he's not my friend.
Too much.
He talked too much. And then Ja Rule was mad because Fat Joe said Ja didn't do nothing but sat there and let Irv talk about Ashanti.
Talk and run his mouth.
So Ja Rule tweeted out and said, I didn't just sit there. I did say something and say don't do that. Don't call her a B word and all that. But I guess people felt like he should have did more to shut him down.
Like, man, shut that.
Right, if that's your little sister.
Man, don't talk about her no more.
And I agree.
Talk about
that's not else. You didn't do enough, Ja Rule. If that's your little sister.
Is that why what's his name don't like him?
Who?
50 Cent.
Don't like who? Ja Rule. He can't stand Ja Rule. Remember 50
Maybe
Cent?
because he act like that.
Maybe 50 Cent was 50 Cent said he the whole reason he ruined Ja Rule's career. Because he was doing diss tracks on him. If you know the whole beef between Ja Rule and 50 Cent, I think he was telling the truth. Because that was the time when In the Club was coming out, and 50 was hot. And he was dissing Ja Rule like, if you listen to Ja Rule, you ain't nothing. So dudes was like, I'm not listening to him. He's nothing. That's what I'm saying. I think he did have something to do with that.
Okay.
But they can't stand each other. But I agree. He is a punk.
Yeah.
Because I felt like you just saying one thing.
Him running.
Irv, don't call her that. That's wrong. You know Irv is drunk. So you should have shut it down.
Thank you.
As soon as he was talking, you should be like, man, leave her. That's my little
stop,
sister, man.
That's
my little sister, man. Don't, just relax. Yeah, but he didn't. So he does lay low a lot. So maybe that's why 50 that's another one that talk about everybody. Everybody. But for some reason we find him funny. Don't we find him funny?
Yes. He's big T.
You never annoyed with 50 Cent. 50 Cent you are listening to him, he'll talk about people and dog them out and you be so mad at him when he on Twitter, and then he'll go on The View or something. You be like, I don't like 50 Cent. I can't stand him. He make me sick because he's like that.
I like that. He too
all that personality. I hate those personalities.
Look at it smiling. Oh, Joy talking to him. Oh,
he like 50 Cent, and he the biggest troll on the internet.
Yes.
But it's something about him. It's something.
I don't know what it is.
What it is. Right, same thing.
Is it how a black man is?
No, it's not. It's certain ones.
It's the black man.
No, it's not. It's certain ones. No, everybody don't get that.
No.
Neo with his big giant head. We don't like him on any show.
I don't like him anyway.
All right.
Okay.
Then they talked about Isley Brothers.
What about them?
They have a song with Beyonce. And they played it. I told you. When we did Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire, I told you. Ron Isley gonna stay relevant.
Well, yeah.
There's a song on her album. And she's singing with him.
Of course.
She throwing in her thing. And the song sounds crooner. And the song sounds like that.
Yeah, of course. They crooning together.
Beyonce get the croon. So give him his props.
Okay.
I told you when we went Isley Brothers against the Earth, Wind, and Fire. I told y'all I had Isley Brothers.
When he came out on that stage, it was just him with that silver suit.
And it don't matter that R. Kelly went to prison.
All he needed was that one mic and his brother on the side with the guitar.
People thought, R. Kelly going to prison, Ron Isley. No, he hooked up with Beyonce.
He's still doing his thing. Old as dirt.
Love it. Okay. Keep going, man. Keep going. You'll make me wanna from the 1950s all the way to 2020. 2022.
Still living like
still
Charlie Wilson. Still moving.
And was on stage. We went to see him 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
With his cane. Walking down the stairs.
With the cane.
On stage.
You can't do nothing but...
He didn't even want to come out on the side. He had to come down the middle on stairs. Barely making it.
Oh, no. Mad at him. I ain't mad at him.
He gonna sing till he can't sing no more.
Yes, he be in the casket singing.
You can't touch me, baby. They probably gonna have music playing while his casket on the side.
Yeah.
sexy lady. Women gonna be crying
with a big old photo, a big old 6-foot photo of him.
Yes. That's the way to do it. Do it, dude. Do it.
So Beyonce.
All right. Okay. So then they talked about Kodak Black. I don't know if you know him. He's a rapper too. You probably heard his name. He's always in the news.
Writing these names down because they just crazy.
Right. Well, he did a collaboration with Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, okay, your man.
That's my husband.
Okay, one of them.
He don't know yet. He's one of my husbands.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how Kendrick. He loves Kendrick. He said he's like a mentor to him.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I love Kendrick because he's kind of mentoring these young guys. All the stuff we saying, Kendrick would say it to them, to 21 Savage and stuff, and they'll respect him because they know he's coming from a good place. He's not coming from no other kind of place.
Okay,
and he got street cred,
like a mentor.
Kendrick grew up in the street, but he wasn't part of the street.
Oh.
He was one of those guys that's in the neighborhood that knew everybody in the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he didn't know gang members on both sides, and they both cool with him.
Yeah, because he wasn't no beef. He didn't cause anything.
And he didn't cause no beef. He didn't go back and forth and run his mouth.
They didn't pressure him to even
They
join.
respected him. And they respected him enough, if you hear to the story, where when he wanted to, they get your butt. You got too much talent,
potential.
Too much potential.
Some athletes too.
Get out of here. Thank you. Mm-hmm. They grew up in some of these neighborhoods.
Like, go on and play bright. Don't forget us, man.
And some of them OGs stand in and say, "Don't you dare bring him in," because he has way more. This dude can get out of here.
Yes.
He can get out of here.
He's gonna get back,
and he can do something with himself.
Get back to the community, so don't worry. There's gonna be things on the street,
and that's Kendrick Lamar.
Thank you.
So he was saying how he respect him and how he they did a collaboration, and he just felt honored that he even allowed him to be on his album.
How old is Kendrick Lamar?
Ooh, 30 something. He's not old. He's not old. Young, old enough to be my son.
Okay.
So.
And
but he liked him. He said he loved that, and Charlamagne said he loved that pairing of the two because he loves Kodak, but Kodak is ignorant as all went out.
He needs some help.
He needs mentoring,
guidance.
And Kodak has a good heart. That's one of the ones that Trump pardoned.
Oh,
it was Kodak Black.
Kidding.
It was Kodak Black and Lil Wayne.
I wonder why he did Kodak.
He did Kodak Black and Lil Wayne. Maybe because he saw something in him. See, I know y'all hate when we say positive stuff about Trump, Orange Nixon, but
because he did Lil Wayne too.
He did Lil Wayne because he knows that there's something in there that these guys
sitting there listening, going, "He just won vote."
You know that's it.
2024.
Anyway, we can just pretend,
vote for us,
whatever.
Because we let Lil Wayne.
But why them though, and everybody else? You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was interesting.
Okay,
that's why young.
He pardoned that black lady too, that Kardashian lady.
Yeah, she has something to do with that.
Okay, go ahead.
So then they talked about Serena Williams.
Oh, retiring.
She made an announcement about her
second baby.
She made she said she don't like the word retirement. That's an old word. Yeah, she said let's rebrand the word because she about branding.
Okay.
And let's call it evolution.
Girl, you retired. Shut up.
She said it's an evolution.
Coming back, you're retired. If you come back, it's to give an award out.
But she said, I like how she said evolution. Because evolution means you're not retired to me. Well, listen to what we're saying. Retired to me means that you're done. You're not gonna work no more. You're probably just gonna travel and just relax.
I get it.
Evolution means that you're transferring from one thing to the next thing. That's why she said it's not retirement because she's putting her energy into her business and into building her family. She wants more kids.
Can we find another word?
Well, whatever.
That one don't stick with me, but I get the point.
Okay. So then that's what she was talking about. And then that's when I talked about how do you know when it's time for you to move on? How do you know when it's time for you to
How did she know when it was time to move on?
Well, that's
when she
went
to have that second baby? She could still play.
Yeah, but she probably, again, if it's not everything, when you don't feel your passion, if she don't feel that no more, it's time to leave.
Yeah.
So it's all the things.
I even asked you that with TV shows.
See, I was getting hot, but we done. So
I can turn it on.
No, we can right done. We done.
No, because we're doing mine.
I know, but you can turn it on after we finish.
Seinfeld, I asked you, Bill Cosby, how does a person know when to leave with their TV series?
Leave on the high.
What's leaving on the high?
While your ratings are still good.
6th year,
Your ratings are still good, but you tired of going to work every day. You tired of doing that.
Because they could have gone on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was it.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
I'm anxious to see how this chick is gonna do on her new show.
We'll see.
And they gotta get somebody to replace her.
Oh, they said it could be another guy. It may not be a woman.
That's true.
We'll see. It can't be those two. DJ Envy and Charlamagne gotta have somebody else.
They just go at each other, right?
Or they just stupid. When they together, they act stupid.
Okay.
There's a buffer. There needs to be a buffer there. So.
Wow.
All right, so.
It's interesting that she wants to be by herself.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. So that was another Woods Report. See you later.